Hello, McFatter Technical High School students and parents. It is Thursday, March 4th, and this is your weekly update. I am Jeanette Johnson, the director and principal here at McFatter Technical College and Technical High School. And with me, of course, are our assistant principal in charge of the high school, Mr. Daryl Harris.
Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Harris. And our magnet coordinator, Miss Lily DeCastro.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. DeCastro. Hope you two are both doing well today.
Yes.
Nice to have a little tiny bit of a cool weather today again before we get into the heat of the summer. So nice to have that little break. So we have just a couple of quick things we wanted to run through this week. We think this will probably be a fairly short message, but we did have some things we wanted to make sure all of our families were aware of. So let's start by talking about the magnet process, the application process for next year. And where we're at with that, because I know we have some current families who may be invested in that process and interested in what's going to happen. So for that, I turn it over to Ms. DeCastro.
Thank you. So March 11th, they will be releasing the names of who was selected for the random selection, because we did have enough applications for random selection. So they can go to browardschools.com/school choice. And check the status of their applications on March 11th. The district assured us today that they will be sending emails home to people who are accepted, waitlisted, denied, but you can control it yourself and go to the website and look. Once anyone receives a seat, I believe they're giving 1 week to register. So it's important that they stay on top of that March 11th to get to their status. Anyone who currently has a student who comes to the school, as long as it's not a senior who's graduating and that applicant meets criteria, they do have priority. So we're excited to have more family members coming in to continue.
So once March 11th comes and they know either from an email or because they check the site that they've gotten a seat, how will they find out how to register?
I will personally email every person who is accepted with further directions at that point.
And they'll have, like you said, they'll have about a week at that point to finish that process.
Correct. And they don't have to come to campus to do it. We're doing everything between Microsoft Forms and some PDF documents. So they don't, what do they call that, contact free? It's contactless environment. So it might be a little duplication of information, but it will be fairly easy.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yesterday, we had a bunch of students on our campus who usually work remotely. We were, of course, running the SAT yesterday, and I know Mr. Harris wanted to make a couple comments about that.
Yes, thanks, Ms. Johnson. Yeah, so we had I'd say a very successful day yesterday with our SAT with our 11th graders. Beyond the testing, I think they were all very happy to see each other. Just some of their friends they haven't had a chance to see in quite some time. But the testing went well, and I definitely want to say thanks to all the parents, first of all, for making sure that your students were able to get here. They seemed, and I polled many of them after the test was completed, and they said they felt really confident they did well. So in the next few weeks, we'll get back our results, and we'll be able to share that with the students. But I just want to thank you for your continued support. We're getting our students here for this important assessment so they can start getting prepared for really the college and career readiness component of one of the reasons why we're here. So I want to thank you for that.
Yeah, I think it was like the PSAT when the kids came on campus who aren't usually here, and it, like you mentioned, just excited to see each other, which probably helped with those students who might have a little test anxiety, because
Right.
they had the benefit of being able to see some friendly faces they hadn't seen in about a year. So very nice. Mr. Castro, I know we've got exam exemptions and midterms coming up, so I know you wanted to give a quick update about that as well.
Thanks again. So on March 15th to the 18th will be midterm exam week. It is a little flexible. It isn't set 1 day per test. The teachers will send out the schedule for their class, but that means at the end of next week, exam exemptions will be finalized. So students who have B's or better in a class, they can exempt up to 50% of their schedule. Does not include any AP or any tech programs. That will be direct emailed to all of the students with the directions. They will notify their teacher that they wish to exempt the exam, and then the teacher will let me know which exams are going to be exempted. But I just wanted to remind them it's a database that shows how many you're exempting. You cannot exempt more than 50%. So they'll have to make a decision between which classes to choose. So the 11th will be the date that they need to, we will finalize that. And then the 15th will begin the exams.
And just to be sure, there's no confusion, since we just did something, for example, like the SAT where the students had to come to campus. Midterm exams, if you are a remote learning student, your midterm exams will be remote. It's only the students who are coming on campus for face-to-face learning who will have their midterm exams face-to-face. That doesn't change. Okay. And then the last thing we wanted to mention is for those who have been coming on campus, either regularly or perhaps just yesterday for the first time, you may have noticed on the west side of the campus some new fencing that's gone up just to the west of Building 4, our industrial building, as well as out in front of the ARC where our gym is. So we wanted to be sure you all knew that the Smart Bond work for our campus is starting up. Most of the work is going to be largely invisible to most of our students and staff. It's work on things like roofs, the HVAC unit, the fire alarm system. We'll get some work done in the media center. It's not like they're going to be putting up entire new buildings as a result of this project, although there will be some construction related to that in about a year from now. But most of it's going to be relatively invisible. But what it will do is improve the infrastructure of our campus, and we're very excited about that. We know a lot of our students and staff are particularly excited about the air conditioning and having that be addressed. It is a lengthy project. It will not be finished until December of 2022. So more than a year and a half long, and it's going to happen in phases. So the fencing that's there now, the fencing in front of the ARC is going to stay there. That's being used as a staging and parking area for the workers who come on campus, who are badged, background checked, kept separate from the students at all times, etc. And then the fencing, for example, to the west of the industrial building, that fencing will move as parts of the project move. But we just wanted to be sure, in case people were curious about that and what it meant, that they knew that we're very excited. We've been waiting for the Smart Bond project to start, and here we go. So we're all buckling in for, what is that, 22 months? Is that 22
Wow.
months, I think, of a fairly lengthy project, but we'll have a much more efficiently operating campus when it's all done. So we're quite excited about that. And I think that's all we had for this week, correct?
Yes.
I believe so as well.
All right. Well, with that, then we will sign off. We will wish everyone a lovely week. Enjoy your weekend. And we will, of course, be back here next Thursday. Everyone have a great week. Bye-bye, you two.
Take care. Bye-bye.